Hello and welcome from Haven Center. I'm Bruce Homer along with Phil Firk, and tonight it's the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights against the Jefferson Jaguars. Starting lineups for Benilde: Cassens, Dries, Cave, Lilienthal, and Schmitz. For Jefferson, it's Wanzek, Rasmussen, Scherber, Euban, and Gatke. Gatke, the leading scorer on Jefferson. Drive to the basket, shot missed. The follow-up is good by Tom Gatke, the leading scorer. And the Red Knights turn it over, stepping on the baseline. For Benilde, Sam Baker is the leading scorer for the Red Knights this year, averaging 15 points. He's not in the starting lineup. Also, Jalen Floyd, the second leading scorer, not in the starting lineup, averaging 13.7 points per game. Benilde getting the rebound, bringing it back up top. And we get a foul inside.
Just take care.
Two 2-0 lead for Jefferson here in the early going. Down along the baseline. Nice cut to the basket, and the shot missed by Rasmussen. Red Knights get it into the front court. And a three-point shot put up off the mark by Lilienthal. Rebound by Jefferson. One and out for Benilde. Lean in by Jefferson's number 25, Scherber, didn't go, and out of bounds. It'll be the Red Knights basketball.
You know, Bruce, both teams tonight, I think it should be a very nice, even basketball game. Both teams are, middle of the season, both playing a tough schedule. And tonight, size-wise, they're both about the same, and I think that it's going to be a battle to the end.
Red Knights working around the perimeter.
Red Knights have a lot of motion off of their man offense, and they get good shots, just like there. Dries has a pretty shot. That was an effortless shot.
And the shot by Dries is three-pointer, 3-2 now in favor of the Red Knights. Here comes Jefferson working around the perimeter. Number 25 is Scherber. Has the pass stolen away. Lilienthal with the steal. Last game we covered for Benilde, Cave had a great game. Phil
well, Cave was the man that night. I don't know if that was one of those games that happen once in a while, but he's been playing quite well, very well in fact.
And we get a block in the lane. Tyler Wanzek is going to be called for the foul. Second team foul. Our second foul in the game. It's one foul apiece.
That was Dries again.
Yeah, so Derek Dries with 2 3-pointers.
Jefferson's going to have to start denying Dries the ball, but he shot one from the top, and then the second shot was on the side. So he plays all over the floor.
And Derek averages close to 9 points a game, has 2 threes already here. Nice set shot. That time, Euban getting the basket for the Jaguars. And the Red Knights will turn the ball over back to the Jaguars, leading 6-4.
Now Benilde is going to have to watch that Derek Dries all over the floor because he's a beautiful outside shooter. Both teams are playing a man-to-man defense tonight to start the game. Benilde likes to switch off quite a bit during the game, a little element of surprise occasionally.
So we should mention a little bit of a different starting lineup for Benilde, but I think John trying out a couple different combinations. So for the Jags, here's a three put up and in. That's Euban hitting the three. And the lead now for Jefferson, 7-6, 13:53 to go here in the first half. Schmitz. Casson, they work it around the perimeter. Dries, this is won that time, but had an opportunity, had a look at the basket. And coming up is Tyler Wanzak. And the give for Rasmussen.
Jefferson likes to use that high ball screen and pick and roll when they have the opportunity. They move the ball, nice spacing.
Nice cut to the basket. Didn't go that time by Rasmussen. Tip back up top.
That's one thing Jefferson will do well. They make that perimeter passing, and then they look for that defensive player on the weak side to go to sleep and run a backdoor cut.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle Gatke. Obviously a size advantage when he gets inside. Right now he's outside. Turnarounder did not go by
Cave
Scherber.
went up high for that rebound.
Red Knights push it into the front court. And traveling called against the Red Knights. So we get a couple of substitutions into the game. Number 44, Jack Tillefson. Oh, the shot, and we get a foul. Couple of substitutions coming into the game. We have Floyd is in the game now for Benilde. Jack Cassens to the line for the Red Knights. Cassens averages 5.5 points per game, makes the first free throw. Sam Baker coming in. Second free throw miss. Nine 7 Jaguars lead. As we mentioned, coming into this game at 7-3. Out top, here's a three-pointer put up off the rim. Save into the hands that time of Cave. Into the front court quickly. Here's Baker. Fans want to foul. Then follow up by Floyd won't go. And in the corner, the save right into the hands of the Jaguars. Here comes the Jaguars into the front court. Tillotson back up top. Rasmussen around the corner. Driving in the lane. Shot not good. The putback is good by Gatke.
Gatke he's a big man around the rim. I'll tell you, he's gonna corral those rebounds.
So far, we've seen Jefferson with a rebounding advantage over Benilde.
Well, they do have the size advantage right now.
Nice cut to the basket by Floyd, and a foul before the shot. No continuation that time. It's going to be on number 25, Doug Scherber. Jay Patnode now in the game for the Red Knights.
Jay Patnode in the game for the Red Knights.
And with a fairly new lineup on the floor, with now that we have Baker, Patnode, Floyd, who didn't start the game in the lineup, Coach Moore is going to call a timeout, trailing by 4.
The one thing about Benilde is that they do play a lot of players early in the year, and he kind of refines his lineup as time goes. He's had several injuries, where he's had to make some changes. But right now, there still seem to me like they're feeling themselves out as to who is their starting lineup.
Benilde coming off their last game, an 81-66 loss to Chaska. Bloomington Jefferson beating St. Louis Park 60-47 in their last game. This is Floyd, Patnode, Cave as they work it around the perimeter. Patnode takes a 3 high up off the rim, and the rebound was pulled down by Tillotson. Tillotson looks inside. Gatke, hook shot, does it go? Good job on the rebound by Baker, or Patnode that was. This is
Baker.
Baker.
He had a great opportunity.
Well, it looks like Benilde was retreating after that 3 by Baker didn't go, and all Jefferson players in on that rebound. Here's Gatke, looks inside, spin move. Shot was partially blocked by the rim.
Jefferson's had a lot of shots at the rim tonight, just haven't been able to finish it off.
And a foul inside. The number 5 on Jefferson, I believe, is Jake Murray.
Okay.
Wasn't on our roster.
It's like Benilde is coming out with a little 1-3-1 half-court press. They've been successful at this in the past this year. There's a little element of a surprise.
That threw was a little short, but right into the hands of Gatke.
He was surprised that rebound came right down on top of him.
He could have been 5'3" and still got that rebound.
Well, there wasn't a Benilde kid around.
That's Floyd hitting the 3. (13-11), Jaguars lead, 8:43 to go in the first half.
The 1-3-1 is, you don't see that very often, and so it's hard to get used to it, but Benilde has been very successful using that this year.
Floyd playing, was hobbling a little bit, but seems to look pretty fresh out there right now. Nice shot by Tillotson.
Schmidt. That was a nice inside-out pass. Open corner.
And jump ball is the call.
Sam ran into a wall that time. There wasn't much to go.
So 5-point lead for the Jaguars, and thrown across is deflected off of Jefferson. So this offense is a little bit different. We've normally seen the Red Knights move a little bit
they have
more.
until just recently. They've kind of gone into that weave again. But they've been able to get good shots.
Well, that time, Frank had really good position, was unable to come down with the rebound.
Sometimes those rebounds are tough, especially when you're close to the basket. They come right down on top. Wow.
Well, there's the big guy from outside.
That was good.
So John Moore is going to call a timeout. 19-11 the score.
Gaffney, number 50, is an excellent passer. He's able to get the ball inside, look around, great vision, and kick out to an open player.
In the game for the Red Knights, number 15, Marshall Frank, and also number 34
So
into the game.
it's been a big coaching experience for John Moore with this team trying to work. You know, we've seen teams in the past that some of these younger teams and typically Benilde, as the season progresses, gets to play better and better. It'll be interesting to see what happens this season, starting off fairly slow at 4-10. So.
Well, like John Moore said, that they've had a rough schedule, but they're going to improve as the time goes. He knows how to develop these teams towards the end of the year, especially around this tournament time.
Baker up top. Patno drives in. See the Jaguars just block that inside lane. They're not giving him the inside.
Patno did a nice job though. He ran in there, dribbled in, and then was able to kick the ball out to an open player. Good vision.
Frank called for traveling.
White ball. In the game for the Red Knights.
On this defense, Phil, that we're seeing is that the Red Knights are going to really be forced to hit an outside shot. It looks like they're really.
Well, yeah, they're really working the ball around, but they've had some nice inside shots as well. I think we'll just have to see how this defense plays it, but they're taking basically what the defense is giving them right now.
Well, Gatke's playing guard right now. And Tillefson.
Well, Gaffney's 6'8", at least on the roster. He's a nice ball handler.
So Jags up by 10. Those are shots that just have to fall. Baker.
Well, that backboard hasn't been friendly to Benilde tonight.
Gatke passes out for the three, and it's in.
That was the pass I was trying to tell you earlier. How Gaffney's able to dribble in. Maybe he could take the shot, but sees an open shot on the perimeter and took advantage of it.
We'll get another timeout. So John Moore using the timeouts pretty heavily here in the first. He doesn't like what he's seeing here at 24-11, 13-point game. And
he's not happy with his defense right now. Every shot. Well, first of all, Jefferson's rebounding him, and secondly, they're getting good open looks. So what do you say?
That's where the coaches get paid the big
Yeah,
dollars, right?
That's exactly right. But
they just can't play the game, though.
The game is funny because some nights you can't hit an open player, and other nights they're just there so big. And tonight, Jefferson's able to, get the ball down deep, kick back, hit an open player the way basketball is supposed to be played right now.
Well, and for the Red Knights offensively, they're turning the ball over and not getting good shots. So, it's you want to at least have a good possession and be able to. If you miss a shot, that's one thing, but when half of your possessions are turnovers, that's
right.
Really
Exactly. You have to credit Jefferson for the defense they're playing right now. They have a lot of help in recovery defense, meaning that if you get, if you beat your defensive player, the next defensive player is in line to stop the ball. So Benilde hasn't been able to get real good dribble penetration tonight.
Right. Important possession for the Red Knights here.
It is.
On those, they're getting. That was a good shot that they had a good opportunity there, but Lilienthal unable to bank that one in. And
they've had a ton of those shots tonight. But you know that Jefferson, they got a big front line there too, and they're a little intimidated. They alter your shot. That's why I'm saying Benilde hasn't been able to get that inside shot.
That was blocked. That was Lilienthal on the backside. Number 42, Joe Hurd, is in the game now, also for the Jaguars.
Oh, there's that back door. We talked about that a little bit earlier, that right side. When they get that player on defense stretching out, bring him out a couple times, and then he goes to sleep, turns his head, that back door cut. Basic basketball, textbook. Same thing right there. Nice pass by Benilde.
Block, and Cave got hit in the face. No call. And the putback by Gatke. And
right
Jefferson.
now, Benilde doesn't have an answer for the rebounds, especially the defensive rebounds.
It's been a while since Benilde scored here. That's a nice pass inside. There they go. Lilienthal with the basket and a foul.
There's such a definite size advantage when Benilde does get the ball down deep. There's some, all you see is white around him. It's very difficult to get that shot. Lilienthal did a nice job.
Well, Gatke takes the seat on the bench for the first time. He's replaced by Zach Euban. Lilienthal misses a free throw. Good spin move. Phillipson didn't get that one to roll in, but made a nice move on the play. Cassens pushes back quickly. Cave with the three. Doesn't go, and the rebound by Jefferson. One and done again for
well, the difference in this game right now is Jefferson just got control on both ends of the floor as far as rebounding.
Lob inside. That time the player got in, Euban got in a little too far underneath the basket. Back in the corner for Cave. Cave drives the baseline, puts it up, in, and a foul.
That's what we saw Cave do when we were here last time, drive that baseline. He's good at it. When he catches fire, the whole team fires up.
Basketball that Cave was good at the free throw line.
Jake Murray picking up the foul.
Wouldn't be surprised if they make these free throws, or either way that Benilde comes out with a little more pressure. Being down 13 points, they've got to close the gap a little bit before the half. We'll see what they do here. Yes, they are. A little different press. This is more of a man, well, not their usual 1-3-1 anyway.
Well, Gatke didn't sit out too long. He's back in the game, Phil. Does a nice move by Rasmussen.
Jefferson's able to get the ball inside, make a spin move or a head fake, and get that easy shot.
Back to a 14-point lead, 30-16 in favor of the Jaguars. Red Knights see if they can get Greaves another look here. Okay, we had a good move, got to the basket, but just again, another one that didn't go for
move. Yes,
the
it
Red
was.
Knights. Another spin move in the basket.
Jefferson right now is putting on a clinic. They're able to do just about anything they want. Benilde really hasn't had an open look at the basket for about the last 3 or 4 times down the floor.
That time Cassens beats the defender along the baseline. 3 points in the game for Cassens. Tipped out of bounds by Dries, and the ball will remain in Jefferson's possession with 1:26 to go here in the first half. Coming into the game now will be Tyler Wanzak. And Sam Baker will check back in for the Red Knights. He replaces Isaac Schmitz. Rasmussen to inbound the basketball into the hands of Gatke. Driving along the baseline for Gatke. And the shot was blocked by Cave. Stolen away on the other end. Here's Gatke, looks to pass now, takes it himself, and the foul is called on Baker.
Cave did a nice job holding his ground down there, making that block shot.
But on the Red Knights fast break, it was just coming right up the court where there were 3 Jefferson defenders and unable to split the defense. Pair of missed free throws. Out of bounds, last touch by the Jaguars. So Red Knights will get the basketball, trailing by 14. For the Red Knights, they like to try and get this to be a 10-point game if they could.
At least get it into single digits if they can do that. But right now, it looks like a very tough road to hoe.
Inside, Lilienthal. And again, a little too much on that. Maybe it's just, looking into, Gatke right on his.
Well, they're intimidated under the basket right now because they know that they're going to get a shot possibly blocked. So they alter it.
Well, the Jaguars with 25 seconds can just hold on to the basketball here. And Gatke takes it back out.
That's maybe the biggest point guard in the state right now at 6'8".
A lot of pressure on him. There's Gatke up top, down to 6 seconds. They're going to give it to Gatke. And good defense by the Red Knights as they kept Gatke from getting inside to the basket.
I'm a little surprised, but they practiced that before, I'm sure. With Gatke out there, controlling the tempo and controlling the ball and taking the last shot.
Well, Coach John Moore grabbing his water because he's got a lot to say at halftime, I'm sure.
Might have a sore throat.
It's an uphill battle for the Red Knights. 32-18 our score at halftime. Stay with us. We'll have more basketball coming up shortly. (32-18) the score as we get ready to start the second half. It'll be interesting to see what changes Benilde makes coming into the second half.
Well, we know one thing. They're going to have to get on the boards really hard, and also if they can just make that inside shot.
Three-pointer. Miss, and the rebound pulled down by Cave. Cassens with the basketball across the center line.
Both teams are staying in their man-to-man defense that they played mostly the whole first half with.
Well, here in the second half, the lineup for the Red Knights is Cassens, Dries, Cave, Lilienthal, and Schmitz. And Dries with the three. So where he started the first half, comes up with the three here to start the second half.
That's huge, Bruce. That first team, if you can make that first basket after a half, that says something, and means an awful lot. Just for the
well,
hospital
and
stop.
Jefferson had a good answer that time.
Well, when Jefferson gets the ball down low, it's all over. Kitchen closed.
13 points in the game for Tom Gackey.
How's that? Is that any better?
Okay. Just a little correction.
I still can't.
Red Knights, this is Lilienthal all the way to the basket. Reverse layup is good by Matt Lilienthal, his 4th point of the game.
Well, that'll give Benilde a little shot in the arm. Just not drive to the basket. Oh. What a play.
And that was Scherber working his way in. Cave with the fake. Sort of put the floater up, but that's a pretty tough shot.
Well, both teams now are starting to run a little bit, and I think they're starting to get a feel for the game. First half was just kind of a slow down game. Didn't seem to have much energy. Well, Cave is really battling, trying to keep the ball from going down to low post.
Well, and again, working his way to the baseline at that time is Eric Rasmussen. He gets the basket, and it's back to a 15-point Jaguar lead. This is Grease. Spin along the baseline. Gets underneath where he ran into Gackey that time. Gackey with the block. Nice play and a good little pump fake by Euban.
That was a beautiful shot. A little head and shoulder fake, made the shot easy. A lot of players don't want to do that. They want to go right up with the ball. It's a good play.
Jaguars up by 17. Lilienthal, Cassins, now Dries. Cave. Not a lot of movement right now by the Red Knights.
Well, they're looking to spread Jefferson out, make him come out a little bit on the perimeter and hopefully get a backdoor cut. Jefferson is doing such a good job playing defense. They help so well.
Also number 3 for the Jaguars, Tyler Wanzak.
Benilde's trying to move the ball from side to side, but they're just not quite, they're not making that pass fast enough and taking advantage of the weak side. By the time the ball gets rotated, the defense is already set.
Holding on Wanzak, the foul. First team foul of the second half for the Jaguars. And be inbounded by the Red Knights. Baker back in the game now for the Red Knights. Baker replaces Grease in the lineup. Lilienthal was cut off. Back up top to Baker. Now across for Cassins. You see how quick the Jaguars are at blocking the baseline. And now they get it to Cave. And he was fouled. Thought he should have had the basket too, but he'll go to the line. He'll shoot 2.
Jefferson's defense is so well schooled, coming off and helping off on the ball, especially on the baseline drive. Benilde hasn't had an opportunity to get to the basket like they did the first half.
Eli Cave at the line.
Eli makes the first free throw. Murray back into the game for the Jaguars.
Cave for 2.
Well, Benilde is back to a little full court pressure. All of a sudden we got 3-on-1.
Well, blocking a foul on the Red Knights.
Now, Rasmussen saw that open, just opened up, and he just took it to the basket. It was
Ball
a
number
good play.
44 for the Red Knights, Isaac Schmidt.
So Isaac Schmitz picks up the foul. That's going to send Eric Rasmussen to the free throw line. Fifth point of the game for Rasmussen, and it's now 41-25. So Floyd will come back into the game for the Red Knights. This time he's going to replace Schmitz.
For the Red Knights, number 14, Jalen Floyd.
And Jack Tillefson into the game for the Jaguars. Cassins takes it all the way to the basket and scores.
He was determined to take it all the way to the basket. It was a good move, good smart play on his part. To beat the defenders at the mid-court line, nobody picked him up.
His fifth point of the game. And Red Knights go for the steal and they get it. Here comes a break. It's Floyd to the basket and he puts it in.
Yeah, he wanted to try to dunk and he just about did. Maybe he can dunk, I don't know.
I think the fans were thinking that was a dunk. He got up pretty high, but elected to just lay it in. And we're going to get a 20-second timeout by the Jaguars as the Red Knights cut it down to 13. So nice little run for the Red Knights here.
Yeah, the Red Knights, they've had some good opportunities to get it to the basket, to get to the free throw line. I think they just have to pick up the energy a little bit more on defense and try to run a little bit.
Yeah, and that was one of the first times that the Jaguars really didn't get back defensively, and a good fast break by the Red Knights. So.
Well, that's really one of their best strong points is to get the ball down the floor. But if they have to go 5-on-5, it's a rough one because Jefferson is just too big inside.
Well, last time when the Red Knights had a little bit of a run, the Jaguars went to Gatke to stop the run, and we'll see if they like to try and go. That was almost stolen by Casson. Out of pressure. And a foul is called.
Ball's number 10 for the Red Knights.
Neil did what they wanted to do. They got the ball stopped, double teamed. It's just that they reached in and made the foul, but they looked pretty nice.
Long pass for Gatke. Goes out of bounds, and they're going to give it to the Red Knights.
Great defensive coverage. They had no choice but to make that long pass.
Cassins will take it into the front court for the Red Knights. They're 3 away to cutting it to a 10-point lead. Here's Floyd, takes it down the lane, passes out. Here's a 3 by Cassins, and the rebound by Gatke.
They did everything right, but the ball just didn't go in the basket. It was a nice basketball play.
That would have really got the crowd going if they hit that 3.
It's just what Benil needs. They just have to just crack that door a little bit. Get a little confidence in their shot.
Well, Gatke takes a 3 and hits.
Gatke for 3.
16 points in the game for Gatke. Floyd couldn't get that one to go to the free throw line, and the foul was called on Murray.
I like what Benilde is doing. They are attacking the basket. They're not afraid to go inside. And if they could get a couple of fouls on Gaffney, that would sure help. Help their cause.
For the Jaguars.
Got to make those free throws, so.
Floyd at the line for the Red Knights.
Hard to climb the hill when you got to take advantage of every opportunity.
Yep, field goals are tough enough. These free throws just have to be made.
And a pair of missed free throws by Floyd. Thrown out of bounds.
Well, the Red Knights, that little defensive pressure is bothering Jefferson. Their guard play isn't quite up to where it maybe should be. So the Red Knights might have found a little hole in the armor here.
Baker from way up top, and he hits.
A 4-point NBA play, it looked like. That was a good shot.
Baker's first points of the game come on that 3.
Jefferson's kind of trying to go over the top of that press now, and a little kind of successful in doing it.
It looked like they could take it right to the basket. Instead, they push it out.
He could have took that shot, I'm sure.
And a push call on Murray, his second foul.
Calls number 5 for the Jaguars, Jake Murray. Now in the game for the Jaguars, number 4, Eric Rasmussen.
Baker missed that one, but Cave
shoot.
got the rebound. Along the baseline, passed out. Here's Cave, takes it again to the baseline and puts it in.
That's what Benil's been waiting to do for the whole game. Make that reverse pass fast, quick, and then attack it from the weak side. And Cave can drive to the basket very well on the baseline.
5 straight points for the Red Knights. They cut it to 11.
And Benil just had to pick up the pace on offense just a little bit quicker.
Gacky, spin move inside in the basket. A little bit of a hook shot that time.
Gatke has to be one of the better big players we've seen this year.
Baker inside, got in too far and
tried to put a little English on it, but missed the backboard.
I think he was hoping to draw the foul on
He
Gacky, but didn't get the call. And now foul on Cassins.
Calls number 10 for the Red Knights, Jake Cassins. White ball.
Red Knights just unable to get it to single digits right now. And
Timeout, Red Knights.
John Moore take a timeout.
Well, when Benil picked up the pace on their offense and they moved the ball a little quicker, they were able to take advantage of it. Now all they have to do is put the ball in the basket.
To introduce them as the game started quickly. Shooting managers for Red Knights, Meredith Copeland, Malik Nolan, Jocelyn Cole.
John Moore had a little something to say to the official, talking to him a little bit in a nice way, just trying to point something out. And officials talking, just sort of maybe something they want to watch.
Well, I think it's good that officials do that during a timeout to just sort of get, they can check each other and talk to each other about situations, and it helps the game.
John Moore's done an outstanding job over the years with Benilde and developing players. And again, this for him probably one of his most frustrating seasons.
Well, Bruce, one thing with the John Moore's team was we talked about earlier, those kids never quit. They improve during the year. They may not have all the talent in the world, but they'll give you everything they have, and so will the coach.
And I think John will always tell you he's got a great group of kids. He really enjoys working.
Well, he loves
with them.
his kids.
Yeah, this is really, when you look at the roster, pretty young, young team. There's only 5 seniors on the entire team.
Well, he always has a good base. Their younger coaches coach him well.
That's a good move by Wanzek not to travel.
Now that was an assist. On his knees, hit the open player. Should give him a little extra credit for that one.
And
nice
the 3 by the Jaguars. So back up to 16. Lilienthal. Patnode's in the game now, and they drive in. This is Floyd. Misses open shot. Rebound came way out to Gacky, so he doesn't have to be under the basket, right?
Nice execution by Benil that time. They know what they want to do. They just have a little tough time with the shot.
And you're right, Phil. If you can get those uncontested shots, sooner or later, hopefully they'll start
that's all you can ask for. But Benilde is getting an uncontested shot right now is because they're moving the ball a little quicker from side to side.
There's another rebound by Jefferson, keeping it alive. And now we get a foul. As Baker was fouled. A little pushing. A little shoving going on. Baker is pulled down.
Nice to see the referees just jump right in and tell those guys, hey, that's enough.
For the Jaguars, Eric Rasmussen.
Baker staring down one of the players over there as he walks. Okay.
White ball.
So another turnover for the Red Knights.
Into the game for the Red Knights, number 24, Derek Dries.
Well, Dries will come back into the game for the Red Knights. Dries, a 6'4" sophomore, who's got 3 3-pointers so far in the game for the Red Knights. There's that little opening down the lane that they continue to take advantage of.
Fundamental, just hesitation and go. He could beat his defensive player by a step.
Baker hits a long 3 again.
Sam Baker for 3.
Baker is really a good outside shot.
We need Baker to get hot here in the second half. Well, Cave did a good job to, as much as he could, to get Gacky out. Missed his shot. Down on the other end.
Yep, Gatke's been worked with a lot on the post. You could just see how well he is schooled.
Baker follows it up, but couldn't get the layup that time. And again, we've seen that by Rasmussen a few times.
He knew what he wanted to do at half court. You could just sense it. He just wanted to slow things down, get all his players on one side of the floor, and just go one-on-one. Nice move. And
the Jaguars will take a timeout here after the basket with a 54-37 lead. They lead by 17. Lilienthal will get ready to check back in for the Red Knights. Upcoming game for these teams, well, for Benilde, I should say, they'll be at St. Louis Park on Tuesday night. And that should be a good, I think that will be a pretty competitive basketball game between the two teams. Both teams have a little bit of a slower start this season, and both teams very close in record too as well.
And they match up well, size-wise, speed-wise. We've seen Park play this year. They played well early in the season. The record might not show it. Same way with Benilde. They may not have the best records, but they've got some nice players and they play hard.
Well, Jefferson beat Park by 13 their last game, and looks.
That was at Benilde.
Number 20, Peyton Miller.
Will Whitmore in the game for the Red Knights. Patnode.
Got to give credit to that Jefferson defense there, not allowing Benilde to get any looks at the basket, double teaming whenever they can.
We're seeing a little bit of this is a small lineup in for Benilde as they put Whitmore in the game along with Peyton Miller, who we haven't seen.
Number 5 for the Jaguars, Jake Murray. Lilienthal at the line.
Lilienthal now 1 for 2 from the free throw line. .6:31 remaining in regulation. 54-38 in favor of the Jaguars here.
Lilienthal for 2.
6 points in the game for Lilienthal. Jefferson does a really good job handling the press, but they missed the inside shot. And the foul called on the other end.
I like to see Benilde go to the basket. When they can get in their running game, their transition game, they seem to pick up the pace and play a lot better.
Also number 3
I think this smaller lineup that's been brought in maybe to handle a little more pressure on the Jaguars. A little more speed to put pressure.
Well, I think that's what Coach Morgan is trying to do, just figure out who can play against this team and let those guys go.
Lilienthal for 2.
Again, we see the press. Gacky will go to the free throw line. 6:02 remaining.
For the Red Knights, Eli Cave. Gacky at the line for the Jaguars.
It's the only thing Gacky struggled with so far in this game. He's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Otherwise, he's had a very good basketball game.
He has a nice touch on the ball, though. Nice rotation, nice release.
19 points in the game for Gacky. This is Whitmore. Back to Patnode. And a foul. Almost looked like we're going to get a travel call that time. But
I thought it was a travel from here. I think Coach Moore did too.
Sorry for the Jaguars. 44 for the Jaguars. Jack Tillotson.
$18 fouls for the Jaguars, so Benilde in the bonus. Six free throws in a row for Lilienthal. Gacky does a good job to come back and help break the press.
Both teams have played pretty even the second half as far as score. And Jefferson can play with the clock a little bit if they want to. They don't have to hurry.
Good cut to the basket and good roll that time.
That's what happens when you play with that ball. You make so many passes. The defense does break down eventually.
Lilienthal tries to pass it across the lane. That was intended for Cave. It was stolen away. Rasmussen doesn't get it. He missed. And Patnode tips it out of bounds. So it's going to be Jefferson's ball.
Rasmussen just well made an impossible play, taking it to the basket on the left side.
Also entering the game for the Red Knights, number 14,
Cassins and Floyd come back into the game for the Red Knights. And we get a foul called.
Falls on number 10 for the Red Knights, Jake Cassens.
Red Knights need a turnover here. Jaguars in no hurry to put up a shot.
No, just like last time, they'll take as many passes as they want.
But we've seen Rasmussen, he likes to take it to the basket.
Rasmussen, he really knows how to take it to the basket. He's done extremely well in that tonight.
He's their second leading scorer, averaging close to 11 points a game. Blocking foul on Tyler Wanzak.
Jaguars, Tyler Wanzak. Cassens at the line for the Red Knights, entering the game for the Jaguars. 42, Joel Hurd.
Jake 2 for 3 from the free throw line.
Cassens for 2.
14-point deficit for the Red Knights.
That's what it was at halftime, 14.
Now we're down under 4 minutes remaining. Well, charge.
You saw that coming when he put his shoulder down.
Good defense that time by Cassens, as he had a good spot in the lane that time and didn't give, he had his feet planted, which is always important. Cassens picks up the ball at midcourt. Give for Whitmore. This is Lilienthal. Spins at the free throw line. Whitmore, and he hits a three.
Cassens for 3.
There's a 2. So we're at 13-point. And Floyd loses the basketball. And traveling called that time.
Now in the game for the Red Knights, number 20, Peyton Miller. Number 12, Will Whitmore.
So still 13, Phil. Just Red Knights unable to get it down to single digits.
They just can't get over the hump tonight. It's just one of those things where they put a lot of pressure on. They seem like they're just going to they get a three-pointer, close it down, and then they just can't quite make that next step.
Red Knights with 1 timeout left. Jaguars with 2.
Well, I think with Jefferson's size, they're going to give some teams some trouble this year. They're just they've got some great players, good perimeter players, and size on the inside. So, and that's what you have to have.
So Benil has played better in the second half. So we've seen fairly even matchup here in the second half. It was a 14-point deficit after the first half, and here it's 13 points. So I think Benil has played a little bit better. They've rebounding hasn't been as big of a factor, but
they seem tonight they just didn't quite seem to have the control or the smoothness. They played in spurts, and it just couldn't seem to again just get over that hump, which they will eventually.
Interesting, Coach Moore looking for different combinations, and we don't see Baker in here.
Well, he's played a lot of players tonight. But they found out early it was impossible to go inside. And that took away a lot of their games.
Cassins off the iron, out of bounds, and it'll be Jaguar basketball.
Entering the game for the Jaguars, number 3, Tyler Wanzak.
So Tyler Wanzak comes into the game. And Jaguars should be in no hurry. That time Wanzak could have gone to the basket, but took it back out to take time off the clock.
Right, they're doing the right thing. There's no hurry. They've got the lead. No sense putting the ball up. Just keep it out of the corner.
Gackey goes to the basket and a foul. He made a decision that he was going to go.
He made that decision way out here.
Right.
But you give him credit. He's really a nice ball handler for his size. He's only going to get better.
Jackie at the line. Entering the game for the Red Knights, 21. Jay Patnode.
Patnode back in for the Red Knights.
Entering the game for the Jaguars, number 42, Joe Hurd.
21 points in the game for Gackey.
Jefferson really closes out nice on the defensive end. Vanille hasn't had a really good look at the basket.
Will Whitmore trying to make something happen over there, and he draws the foul on the spin. And the 10th foul, so Red Knights will shoot 2 here as they're in the bonus, double bonus.
Whitmore at the line.
4 points in the game for Will.
Whitmore for 2.
Almost threw it away that time. Still 13-point Jaguar lead as we hit a minute and a half to go. That was a good pass inside. Gackey with the basket and a foul.
Now Gatkey saw that little opening, broke across the lane, got a nice easy pass.
So that's what happens when you're able to run time off the clock and you've got a team chasing. You don't have to take a shot, but a lot of times all of a sudden you find someone open and you get such a good shot, you're going to finally take it.
That's exactly what happened there.
Jackie completes the 3-point play. Entering the game for the Jaguars, number 5, Jake Murray.
Whitmore. This is Floyd. Floyd struggled a little bit with the ball there. Couple turnovers.
White ball, entering the game for the Jaguars, number 3, Tyler Wanzak.
Lilienthal, the leading scorer for the Red Knights with 10. Freeze has 9. We'll get a blocking foul on the Jags.
I wonder who they call that foul on. Two guys hit at the same time.
Falls on number 3, Tyler Wanzak. Jay Patnode at the line.
Wanzak, I think, picks up his 5th foul.
42 is entering the game, Joe Hurd.
Petnote has 2 points, made his first 2 free throws, misses that one. And the second one is good here. So he's 3 for 4 from the line. 15-point game, under a minute to go. Here's the Jaguars, full court press, and the Jags into the front court. Good attempt at it still that time by Lilienthal, and it's going to be Jaguars ball.
Well, the Red Knights haven't quit.
That's what you like to see. I agree, Phil.
See at the end of the game.
We saw that hustle by Lilienthal. Trap by Rasmussen. Did a good job.
Well, it's like a wrestling match.
And they're going to send Gacky to the line with 32 seconds remaining.
Foul's number 12 for the Red Knights, Will Whitmore. 1-1.
Foul on Whitmore. His first foul. Gacky to the line. This is front end of the 1-1.
Well, Gatley might have missed that free throw, but he's got a beautiful shot.
Boy, that time Patno got blocked. He could have passed it out for a 3, but Floyd follows up and gets the basket.
What a nice little tuck under and shoot. That was good.
13-point game as the ball goes out of bounds.
Entering the game for the Jaguars, number 31, Zach Ubin.
12 seconds to go. So the only thing up in the air is just the final score here. Whitmore, floater is good.
Toughest shot in basketball, a little teardrop shot like that.
You know, Whitmore came in the 4th and put 7 points up, 3, 2, and a couple ones. Did all right there, and
well, Benil, the last 2 minutes of the game, really did a nice job. Played hard the entire game. 11-point loss.
Well, the way it looked at points of the game, it looked like the Jaguars were just going to really run away with this game. Looked at the way they dominated in the first half. It seemed like this could be a 25-point game, and I think to the credit of Coach Moore and the Red Knights, is they fought and played the defense that they needed to do, and they ended up losing by 11. Again, never able to get the lead back to single digits, but.
Well, I thought that, the fact that they really did a nice job when you look at the second half by holding Jefferson. In fact, they won the second half point-wise. And Jefferson is a good basketball team, no question about it. So I think the Red Knights have nothing to be ashamed of tonight.
So again, upcoming game for the Red Knights will be against St. Louis Park on Tuesday night. Little rivalry as you get the 2 St. Louis Park teams playing against each other. So if you get a chance, coming out to St. Louis Park High School. Final score here from Haven Center and Benilde St. Margaret's is Jefferson Jaguars 66, the Red Knights 55. Thanks again for joining us. On behalf of Phil Furk, I'm Bruce Hoberman. So long.